Hey, everybody. Dave Duford here. Hope you guys are doing fine. I am on the line here with a new friend in the business, Mr. Corey. Corey, say hello.
How's it going, everyone?
Yeah, Corey is with Fundwise Partners, and we have put together a little deal that I think may help a lot of you agents or even aspiring agents that are looking for funding and looking for a way to fund your lead business in the insurance business. So I brought Corey on here to kind of describe his company, the benefits that he could provide you potentially, and just to kind of hear more about what he has to offer. So Corey, why don't you kind of take it away and tell us more about you, your company, and what you guys offer?
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks. My background is in marketing, and I'm one of the co-founders of Fundwise Capital. Fundwise is a creative financing company, which just means if you go and you're starting a new business and you go into the bank, you're probably not going to get financing because you're a brand new business. You don't have 2 years of profitable tax returns. So what's the solution? Most entrepreneurs and startups really don't know where to go to get working capital, to get money for whatever you're doing. So when you sign up as an insurance agent, and if you go into the bank and say, I need a loan for this, chances are it's just not going to happen. So that's where we come in. We do the creative financing. What we do is we leverage personal credit to get you the best funding that you can possibly get. And we're talking about like 0% interest credit cards and credit lines for 9 to 18 months. You can't get funding better than that. Personal term loans as well. So how it would work is you have a link that you would apply through, fill out a short 60-second form. It doesn't affect your credit. We do get a credit report, but it doesn't add an inquiry to your credit or anything. It's called a soft pull. We underwrite that and we find options for you to get financing so you can purchase leads, go through training, and be successful as an insurance agent.
Why not? Why shouldn't an agent just pull out one of their credit cards they currently have and just put their money on that? Why would going through you guys be a better deal?
Great question. And we get that question often. Why can't I just go and even apply and get a couple credit cards on my own? If these are 0% interest credit cards, I see them all over the place. Well, it's kind of like representing yourself in court. You can definitely do that, but the results are not going to be nearly as good as if you go through Fundwise. We can help you get 2 to 3 times more money than you can possibly find on your own.
So, and again, obviously, this is subject to financial underwriting. We'll kind of talk about some of that in a minute. My agents looking to get into the insurance business, they don't need a substantial sum of money. We're talking maybe 3,000 to 5,000 a month, kind of starter capital. From there on out, a 3,000 to 5,000, monthly outlay. 5,000 is probably a little too high, more like closer to 3,000. Is that within the range of something that would be possible with you guys? I mean, what kind of numbers are we looking at as far as line of credit that you can extend to an agent in this kind of situation?
Yeah. So right now, the average that we're seeing for startups, brand new business owners, would be around $20,000 to $40,000 that they get. And what you want to do is you don't want to, let's say that you are needing maybe a 3 to 5 month runway, something like that. You're needing between $10,000 to $15,000. You don't want to only get $10,000 to $15,000 because you'll be maxing out your credit that you get. And we want you to preserve your credit and to build that up and make it better than it was before. So what you want to do is utilize 30 to 50% of that and pay that back down and stay around the 30% utilization range. So if you have a $10,000 credit card, you can go up to a certain amount, but make sure you bring that back down to 30% or less. And it's actually going to build up your credit better than it was before, opening up more opportunities for financing in the future.
Yeah, I'll tell my quick story here just to kind of reiterate this one. I used to shy away from doing this, so I never wanted to be accused of pushing somebody into debt. But I feel comfortable with it now because ultimately you have to decide as an agent if this is something that's good for you or not. The only reason I'm in the business of insurance and I've experienced as much success as I have is there was a point where when I decided to get into this business, I had one line of credit left. And if I didn't have that position, then I wouldn't have had fresh direct mail leads. I wouldn't have had people to see, and I wouldn't have developed the confidence and eventually the competence too to be successful and where I'm at now. And given the right circumstances, these can make it or break it. And I've heard of agents repetitively where they've had to be in positions like this, which rely on creative ways to come up with capital in order to be successful, which is why I had Corey on here. Cause I think if you can think this is important for you, this is a great way to, get good terms and find a good source and a setup for you. So quick question, Corey. What are kind of the minimum standards? Do you feel comfortable explaining that with us? Cause you and I talked about like, who's a good fit, who's not a good fit. Can you kind of just spell out some of the, I guess, the black and the white of this as far as who should go through this and who shouldn't?
Yeah. So this is money that would go towards some kind of entrepreneurial venture, something where if you're using money, you want some kind of return. Those that wouldn't be a good fit. And this is pretty obvious, but using the money to go on a nice vacation, buying a car is something like that. It just wouldn't make sense for that. So the people that it works really well for are startups, small business owners, someone that's looking to get into some kind of program that's going to give them a return. And insurance agents, it would be a good fit for that. Other people that it might not work for, those bigger companies that have been around for a long time that could go to their bank and get a loan, a business loan, but startups just can't really do that. So hopefully that helps. Also, this is based off of personal credit. So you do need a good credit score. You need a 650 or higher credit score, no recent late payments, no bankruptcy in the last 5 years. So it needs to be, a good credit history. And if you have maxed out credit cards, you're not going to be approved right away. There are a couple solutions though to get past that, to figure that out. And it's a couple of services that Fundwise can help with to get you in the position where you can qualify.
Cool. And bottom line on this, if you're not sure if you're even eligible for this, I mean, it's 60 seconds. There's not a hard hit on your credit, right? I mean,
right.
There's not a ding. So, and you'll find out what you're eligible for pretty quickly.
Yeah. So, and I don't like to use the word apply. I mean, you're basically applying, but it's really, you're requesting a phone call to see what options you have.
Gotcha.
So there's no commitment, there's no harm in just finding out what's possible.
Perfect. So guys, if you're interested in doing this to fund potentially your marketing campaign selling insurance, there should be a link either in the description box or above. If you're watching this embedded on a web page, look around. There's probably a description link that you can go through the process of discovering more what your options may be. So look for that if you're interested. And Corey, anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, one last thought, and I think our clients appreciate this, is that we are a product of our own product. That's how we got started. Is I went through our own financing program, was able to get around $60,000, and we used that for marketing. We used it for Google Ads. It generated leads, and that took us to the next level. So we've used our own financing to grow our own business, and now we do it for everyone else.
Cool. Corey, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks.